let's talk about our final topic of the day, which we've been at it all. We've been discussing this back and forth all week.
We've been at it. Yeah.
We've been at it a little bit.
We've been at it on our Discord, which if you haven't joined, please join. On Twitter replies, we've been at it.
Don't you mean I've been standing in a corner and you've been throwing stones at me?
Yes.
Don't you mean that?
Yes.
You've picked a hill to die on, and we've all decided.
I picked a hill to die on?
And we decided it's hamburger.
I thought I was at sea getting whaled.
Either one. You're a land whale.
You're a land whale.
A hill whale.
All right, let me set the stage before we start talking about it. So Fallout 76 this week announced their Fallout First program, and what Fallout First is a paid,
number one.
It's a paid subscription. It's a 1-year subscription.
God.
For $100, they offer you private worlds, a scrap box with unlimited storage, a survival tent, so you can have your stash, sleeping bag, and basic needs met there. You'll get 1,600 atoms per month. You get the exclusive, iconic Fallout Ranger armor outfit and some icons and emotes for $100 a month.
Damn right.
No, 100 a year.
100 a year.
100 a year. Thank you.
$100 a month. Jesus.
Where to begin? Yeah, I know.
Better suck your dick, too, with all that extra stuff, man.
Where do you want to begin with this?
Oh.
Do you want to begin with the state it launched in? Do you want to begin with how it's not actually private worlds? Do you
I think okay. So there's a lot of noise on the internet, obviously.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard about this out there, I'm very surprised, and I would love to know how you keep such positivity in your life. So let us know in the iTunes comments. But if you again have not heard about this, a lot of the contention comes from the fact that the perception is the developers for Fallout 76, Bethesda, are avoiding fixing the game or are cutting out features to then bundle them into a new paying subscription. And
well, that sounds like they were there, and then they cut them out and made them a thing.
And that's really the contention point. Is like, wow, so you're not even truly supporting the game for the people that are playing it. You're looking for a way to make money off of this game even more while it's in a broken, hobbled state right now.
Honestly, Neil.
Now, that being said, you are a fan of this game. You're a supporter of this game.
Well, I've been playing it consistently since day one.
You have bought the Fallout First.
I did.
Membership.
And it was great.
You bought it for a year. You didn't buy monthly. You bought it for a whole ass year.
Bought the year.
Dropped the 100 on it.
Yeah, because it was cheaper. Think about it.
That's exactly what they want you to do.
Is it though?
No, but it is, right?
But let's say you're like, you're right. You'll get a whole year, but like, are you going to use that whole year?
No, probably not.
Yeah, like that's what that's like a part of that whole thing.
And you know what I did with Elder Scrolls Online recently is I was paying for that $15 a month, and I stopped. You know, like you stop when you pay monthly, right?
Sure.
So with this, I was like, I'll roll the dice.
By the year.
You guys were talking back and forth about it, and I said, well, I want to try these features out. I figure I'll do it for the show. I'll spend a year playing it, and if it's not worth it, then I'll cancel my after the year, right? Here's the thing.
Tell us the thing.
24,
Tell us the thing.
Here's the facts. For 24 fucking hours, I loved it.
Oh.
I loved it. I played with it on a regular basis, and what it added to my gameplay experience was what ESO adds. The package with ESO gives me for $15 a month a craft bag. One of the biggest things that game and this game have, which is obviously a part of their business model, is a limitation to your storage. So what do you end up having to do? We talked about this in the context of ESO, you remember?
I know, but already.
You guys told me that your games do this too. Final Fantasy does this.
But
you don't have unlimited storage in Final Fantasy. You have to manage your menus, right?
For the things in your inventories? Yeah.
You're very right.
Same idea.
Sure.
Kind of.
How is it different?
It's ESO and Final Fantasy, yes, those are very much similar games. They're MMOs with functional online servers where I can stay connected with people and party up in various ways.
No, I'm not going to say that I compare Fallout 76 to MMOs because it's not.
But you are by comparing it to ESO.
I'm comparing the business structure. That's what I'm comparing.
But the problem with Fallout is it's still in you might be fine with the way it currently is in its current state, but it is still not a fully functioning, fully good to go product.
Don't dance around your words, man.
Just
say what you got to say.
It is a pretty much cobbled together, duct taped game. It is not as it's not. I'm not getting there. Am I getting there?
You're getting there.
The game is not. I mean, not saying it's just not good is just stupid.
Well, because good is a subjective word.
Right.
Subjective thing.
Yeah.
What are the reasons why it's duct taped or patched together that you've observed or that you've read about? Because you haven't observed it other than the last time you played it.
Which I ran into very many bugs.
You did at the time on the
me.
PC version of it. Like you experienced some shit.
You're right.
That I didn't experience. So
yeah, I got stuck in power armor. I was T-posing everywhere. Enemies were T-posing.
What was T-posing again?
T-posing is when
arms are
character
out.
models do that. It's the default pose.
I haven't seen that in a long time in the game, but
I don't even know where to begin.
I think there's so many things that we can discuss about Fallout 76,
Right.
and we have discussed about Fallout 76. We should keep the discussion specifically as much as possible to the membership. It's going to be a little hard because there are things in there that
let me
people's
finish what I was
feelings
saying,
are like influenced by their overall feelings of the game, for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think
How about this? It's not a good Fallout game. How about that?
That's an exact perfect example of a different discussion.
I would argue that it's my favorite Fallout game so far.
For sure, but I like Outer Worlds because it's a better Fallout
we're,
game.
Yeah, we just took it
right?
to Outer Worlds.
Yeah,
What's
we're
it doing?
Because Outer Worlds does the Fallout thing
better.
I
agree.
I would say.
Not disagree.
Just
with
quality-wise, just across the game. Outer Worlds functions. I haven't run into any bugs.
Here's the fact strip. I bought the service, and 24 hours later, I can't use it.
So how did that happen?
Because the one
And
feature.
Can I say told you so?
You told me so. Sure.
What
The
happened?
one feature that they've put in this, and I've already been in their chat support or they've tech support, which is pretty cool. I got on their tech support, and the response was, "We have no known fix for this. It's just broken." So,
And this is what a lot of reports have come out about, which is deleting your materials, right?
literally, okay. So I did the smart thing because I don't even trust the overseers. Right? I don't even trust the harpooners.
Yeah.
Who are stabbing me with their whale harpoons.
Yes, our benevolent harpooning overlords.
Right. I created a character separately. I did not take my current level 95.
You went brand new character into this experience.
brand new character. I was like,
Smart.
you know what? What
Smart,
I'll do
good head on your
is
shoulders,
I'll fucking
like a good faithful QA.
my buddies at the Emergent Gamer Podcast are skeptical of this shit. I'll buy it for the show. I'll run the test so we can talk about it on the show.
Whatever
I'll see
gets
what
you
it's
to sleep at night, dude.
It lasts 24 fucking hours. The test lasts 24 fucking hours, and now I can talk about it on the show. 24 fucking hours later, my scrap box, after I'd filled it up with probably about 700 steel, 300 wood, half a dozen screws, all the stuff that you would need.
Yeah.
Gone. Completely zero, empty. Nothing in there. I tried to put something into it. I put lead in there to see if it would come back. Nothing. Left the server. Came back. Nothing. What else did I do? I mean, what else can I do? It's just gone. And it's not even what they first said. They first said that this shit was oh, it's a visual problem.
Yeah.
You're not really seeing it.
So it
it's
sounds
there.
like they know what they're talking about.
No. This shit is just fucking gone, bros.
So
it vanished.
Go ahead.
let me interject right there to help.
And what's even worse, there are people who put their actual scrap from their current characters into a box.
Yeah, and it's gone.
Shit's gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
Go ahead, Trip.
Here's where I want to take this, because again, we're going to be very deliberate with this conversation and try to keep it on track as much as possible. But it's going to echo out, and where it echoes out is the fact that what you just mentioned was the game not performing, and not just not performing, but not performing in a very game-breaking and experience-ruining way. Right?
It can't be on right now. There's no point in putting it on.
We have that happening, and there have been a lot of other things in the game in Fallout 76 since launch that have happened and that are continuing to happen. And the perception to a lot of people that either have played this or are watching from the outside or even some that still play and think this is silly, they're saying, why are they so focused on developing this
Paid service.
service, right? Where it just going to make them more money if the game itself still needs so much attention and fixing and quality aren't the priorities fucked up at that point? And regardless of the answer to that question, right? We don't even have to answer that question. That perception, the fact that we're asking that question is just fanning the fire of hate against Bethesda.
I know.
So there doesn't have to be an answer. It doesn't matter if this is good or bad. It's just the fact that it exists pisses people off. Just baseline.
Yeah. I love what that fucking dude did with the website.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
a guy bought a domain.
Dude got a hold of the Fallout First domain, and then before they were able to claim it, and then fucking wrote like an official anti-advertisement for their own product.
Because they had Fallout st.com, right? And he had Fallout First, FIRST.com.
Yeah. That's what he bought.
You would think
He
someone.
got interviewed by BBC also. That's pretty funny.
He's
Don't
like,
reach that far.
and his response is amazing. He's like, I don't want money or fame or success for doing this. All I want is to sit down with Todd Howard to tell him why he's doing things wrong.
Yeah.
Like literally just to tell him you got to stop doing
A
all
lot
this
of people
shit
are speculating that
this way.
that this is like more of a ZeniMax move too, because they want to be able to profit more, or they want to be able to.
I was about ready to say
recoup
that.
costs from
Sure.
the failure that,
And
that is.
Yeah,
Fallout
I'm under
76.
no false impression that this is all one team making all these decisions. Like, it's not a team saying, you know what, fuck the bug fixes, let's get money out of people.
Right.
There's entirely different teams and workflows and companies that handle these things.
And this is what I was talking about on Twitter the other day. Is I think the bug fixing team has their work pretty much cut out for them.
They're probably fucking going nonstop, 9 to 5.
And this is what I was talking about with
their
their old engine, because this game is pretty much cobbled together from the creation engine, which is an engine that's over 15 years old, and it's showing its age. It showed its age in Skyrim in some respects, but Fallout 4 as well. And now in this game, they're trying to attach a networked like multiplayer setting to it, and now it's really showing how it can barely handle that in some cases. A lot of the bugs that are being reported, that I sent you that bug list. That's what each patch list looks like. And every
I thought
time
you sent me a patch list.
I sent you the latest patch notes that are on
Right.
the Fallout 76 subreddit.
Right.
And every time they do that, in the comments, you have people reporting newer bugs and saying, I thought they fixed this before. Or this is an old bug that is now returning. And now these are constant things. This isn't like I've been on this subreddit since its launch. I don't
Just
leave
hate
these
reading.
subreddits. Well, I just want to keep my tabs on Black Ops, and I keep it on Anthem. I just keep saying like what's going on with these guys now? Like what's happening? You're smiling at me like I'm like yeah.
But I was gonna when we
no,
were
I do it to stay in the know.
Yeah, sure, no,
Yeah.
and I respect it for sure.
when we were having our debate in the Discord or whatever, I had thought about it on numerous occasions to mention it, but I was worried at that point if I was in a position of like I was going to be labeled as somebody who's just like what is it when you defend a dying horse? What is that?
Just like a fanboy?
No, what do they normally call it?
The shill.
No, I'm not. Yeah, of course I'm a shill, but no. I can't remember the phrase. But
Give me more nuance to whatever you're trying to figure out.
when you're
Backing the losing horse.
it's not going to come up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to come into my brain. I know what I meant, but
Got it.
I was going to bring up the ZeniMax theory,
Yep.
like while I was chatting, and
An
it was
apologist.
apologist. Thank you.
There it is. There
That's
it
what I
is.
was looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought you guys were going to be like, oh, you're just a Bethesda apologist because now you're bringing up that ZeniMax is the responsible party.
But that's
I don't think
it's all of them. It's
Well,
me.
no. Because this business model has the same structure as ESO, I kind of thought it was a ZeniMax overarching company decision to to copy and paste it essentially from ESO right onto Bethesda.
It's not that far-fetched of a theory because not even even taking it
So you
outside
kind
of
of
like
agree with me,
a
right?
ZeniMax thing. Yeah, I mean look at Activision, look at EA. Like there's so many games that have had decisions made about how they exist for the purpose of monetization. And usually it's not the company that develops it, it's the company that's publishing it.
And I can't remember if it was Neo or you or somebody, maybe it was somebody just in our Discord, somebody posted that there are some like really nasty, wretched business practices propagated by ZeniMax in that company on the whole, and that like tons of people want to get the fuck out of that company because of how awful they are to their employees. But I don't want to speculate.
That. But as far as just like maintaining their reputation, this being released is a crushing blow to Bethesda in general. I don't think it's going to affect the next Elder Scrolls game, but like I collected a bunch of things that they said before launch.
Right, because I was
said.
And in my defense, I literally did not read any of those things like in the beginning when the shit came out because I wanted to see the product without the influence of all this negativity that was happening within the first couple of days of it. So I like skipped right ahead of that shit.
Well, in the pre-launch of the game, Pete Hines was he's the PR guy for Bethesda.
Yeah, the guy who went out and said it just works. It just works.
That's Todd Howard.
Oh, that's Todd Howard, not Pete Hines.
Works.
Yeah.
Pete Hines is a different guy, but people were asking him online.
No,
like,
I know the difference.
Like, is there a set limit to how much stuff we can store? He's like, store away, not aware of any limit. And then after launch, Bethesda was like, well, due to technical limitations of the game, we can't enable full use of storage. You can't store everything you want.
Lie.
Well, clearly, because now they're charging you for it. Mm-hmm. And
if
you remember
work,
in
though.
Fallout 4...
There could be a technical limitation. It's not working.
In Fallout 4, yeah, probably. In Fallout 4, you could store away. It's an offline game. They can let you store whatever you want. So now they're... take the ESO out of it for a second, because that is a different style game. Comparing it to its previous iteration...
Right.
...is now... You don't get the...
it's not fair to compare it to ESO in terms of like how the game functions, because they're not the same game.
Pete also stated that there's always going to be new content, DLC, and there's going to be no paid DLC or season pass. So that was like another thing. There's nothing paid in the future except for the cosmetic stuff.
Oh, I can defend against this one though.
Why is that?
This is not DLC.
It's correct.
And they have said that all the Wastelanders shit came out that was free.
That was free.
And the next thing Wastelanders is not out. That's the thing that got pushed back. The Appalachia Trail thing that came out, that was free.
Yep.
I agree that it's not.
I mean, it's workshop and
it
language.
Doesn't fall under that umbrella.
It doesn't fall under the umbrella. But when you say these words,
yes,
right?
You should have read it literal, guys.
No one's gonna say, like.
Oh, but we're gonna do a monthly
we
service.
Understand that like it's not what you meant. People are gonna say you told us you wouldn't charge us for anything, because that's what people hear.
Right.
That's not what you said, but that's what people hear. People hear they're not gonna charge me for anything, and now they're charging you for something, and that immediately is a whole.
There's also a perfectly good example of a company that said they're not going to charge you for anything, and the shit came out, and they still haven't charged people from day one. Grand Theft fucking Auto Online. They don't charge you. They charge you for shark cards if you buy those, but the content, every single thing that's a part of their content has come out for free.
They got a lot of whales over at Grand Theft Auto.
Grind and a half, too.
They got a lot of whales.
They were like, it's free, but you're going to have to basically put yourself on a torture machine and torture yourself for fucking 24 hours.
At the same time, he also promised that all microtransactions would be cosmetic. And they have also said, well, we think our player base would rather have these other microtransactions like the fridge, which is...
What's the fridge?
The fridge is a thing you can buy in there with atoms, and it will allow you to store food, and it won't spoil food. And there's also other like boosters and other things of that nature, like we're familiar with, like Ubi games.
But you can earn the currency to get the fridge.
Right. You
can earn that.
Sure.
But you don't have to grind a lot to get that. The amount of currency for that.
Yeah, no, of course.
I'm not disputing you.
This is nitpicking.
It's gray. It's all gray and fuzzy and shitty.
Oh, for sure.
It's gray.
But when you say only cosmetic microtransactions, and then all of a sudden you have a service that is giving you in-game advantages.
The one I agree with, Neo, the fridge is it's totally gray. What's not gray are the scrap kits and the fucking repair kits.
Yeah, it's pay to win.
That's fucking...
kind of.
It's pay to like not have to go back to your fucking base. I use the scrap kits. I love the scrap kits. You can still earn the currency to get them. You can still do that, but like, come on, man.
So a few things. A few of the issues that people are having with the Fallout First is the private worlds are not new or private. Users have reported loading into these worlds to find half of their stuff has already been looted. So it's like they're recycling previously.
Yeah, I kind of agree with
think-
Bethesda on that one.
I think that one has been debunked
Was it debunked?
by other people that had similar issues and Bethesda's support themselves. I think it depends on the proximity of when a player has loaded into that private instance based on what they had last done in their own game.
I didn't have
because of the way the game does
Interesting.
its instancing.
Yeah, I literally had no problem with looting
But again,
in the world.
really bad perception-wise.
Really bad. And also, just the idea of calling these things like private servers is inherently false to the idea of what a server does.
Yeah,
Which
it's a session. It's a private.
It's a
session.
private session because private server it usually implies that you're not going to. It's a persistent world that will always be yours.
Yeah, if you
and
tell
can
someone
stay there.
you're renting a server or even server space, that implies, cool, this is my space to put on whatever I want and to have it remain there when I'm not there to access it whenever I want. Like, that's what I'm paying my money for.
Like in Minecraft is a good example.
Let me explain a great example. So there are these things that I thought would be really interesting, and I actually had said in our debate in the Discord that I think this was a true statement, and now I've debunked it personally myself.
Go ahead.
So what I thought was, if you went into this private server and did some things, they're called public workshops. If you pull your public workshops and you build stuff in them,
I remember them, yeah.
it'll be there when you return. And I tested it. I built all the shit in one public workshop that I took. I left, and about a minute or two later came back, and bam, everything was still there, and I was like, holy shit, this is cool.
It must have loaded you into the same session.
It did. It does every time. It does. So it loaded me back in. The session's there. The public workshops are taken. I took more than one, tried it, left. You know what it was? The amount of time I had left for.
Right. It'll probably time you out.
I left 30 fucking minutes, went and had some food, came back, shit had all reset.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, this is not fucking that great. This sucks. Because it should stay there. If this is the private server or session or whatever you want to fucking call it, I should be able to take workshops and have it stay that way, bro. Like, you need to just offer that if we're fucking paying this for the service.
The analogy that I would use for this type of private session is the ability to play Diablo 3, for example, publicly, and then being able to play in a private session with just your friends. Because once everyone leaves, that private session is kaput. It's gone. You're just creating a private room.
It's the same. I think it's the same amount of time. When I left and did that experiment, somebody was playing with me. They did not get booted when I left.
Okay.
Even though I was the paid member.
Was this one of your private sessions?
Yeah.
That you loaded in? Okay.
Yeah, this is all testing with the private session. So I was playing with a friend. He was online. He was even doing a public event.
Yeah.
I left, went out after a minute, came back. Nothing interrupted for him. He was able to stay in there. But I think he's also on the 30-minute timer.
It's very possible.
Right? Because I think not only did it reset my shit, but if he had still been in there for 30 minutes later, it would have booted him out.
Booted, yeah.
That's what I think.
So I take umbrage with it because it's almost as if they're charging you to be able to not play with other people, like to play with public people and just your friends.
You do not understand what lengths I would go to not have a troll's dick in my fucking ear.
We do.
We do.
We do understand.
My problem is
I know.
that they're charging you for the ability to
Right.
play without a troll's dick in your ear. You know what I mean?
And they promised that they were going to roll that feature out.
I know.
Yeah.
They
did.
broke their fucking
Another
promise.
thing, yeah.
But at the same note, everyone...
I just don't know how you could continue trusting.
I told you I made a
with all
separate
this.
character. Is that
No.
enough?
I'm
No,
just saying, just trusting the idea
he's-
of enjoying the game or playing
I
the game.
really fucking love Fallout, dude. Like, I
Yeah, I
really
see that.
love it. It's the exact reason why I'm so pissed off.
When
I didn't want to say it in the Discord, but I'm so pissed off at fucking Outer Worlds because their survival mode is bullshit compared to Fallout 76 fucking survival mode. Like, it's outstanding with the eating and the drinking and the rads and all that shit. I don't have a game that compares to it. If there was one, I'd go somewhere else and fucking play it. And I thought I had it with Outer Worlds with this fucking supernova mode.
Right.
And then discovered that the fucking goddamn game never saves when I'm fucking playing it. I'm never going to fucking be able to play that with my level of impatience. I had to workshop that for you,
did,
because you have more of a patient temperament than I do when it comes to.
I just
That's
personally
exactly what I was
worry
going to challenge you on.
when
so
they
good little
reveal
addendum.
when they reveal Elder Scrolls 6. I don't know how I'm going to be able to trust anything that they're showing me.
No
Because
shit.
With the reveal of 76 up until today,
These are a lot of fucking lies, dude.
it's stacks, man. You could fill a book with the amount of that they lied. And there are video compilations that you can find. The Internet Historian did a whole 26-minute video of just like everything about 76.
I think if I were to think about the future of Bethesda games, because I'm obviously very excited for Elder Scrolls 6. I'm very excited for Starfield, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? These games, as far as we know, are not going to be a persistent world service game.
We hope so.
We hope, right?
But here's what my concern is.
Fucking stupid if they did that with
Bethesda recently has shown us that they're very much their idea of attaching shops and certain like paid stores to their latest games at the detriment to a lot of I personally think the quality of the games in various ways. Like with like Rage 2 and what other games did they release this year? 76 being one. Sorry, I'm looking at
Rage 2 was just blah.
Just blah.
I'll play it eventually, I think. I don't know.
You played Rage 2.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I didn't keep at it because it was just
Wolfenstein, Youngbloods, like a lot of these games. I know this isn't Bethesda Game Studio specifically.
It isn't. So who the fuck is guilty?
I'm talking about just the umbrella, the publisher Bethesda, ZeniMax, and them, and the like.
The publisher,
right?
The overarching company is ZeniMax, not
Correct.
Bethesda.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But they're labeled as the publisher too in a lot of ways. It's the same thing. Bethesda publishes and ZeniMax is the parent company. That's like pretty much that's the idea. This worries me about Starfield because we saw with Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, that they had mods, right? And then they wanted to get in on that mod scene. And people got real pissed at them for that. I don't know if you remember that back in.
Oh, yeah.
Because they tried to
it was like a horse
mods
thing. It was like a $5 horse, wasn't it?
That was Oblivion.
Like that? No, you said
that was the horse armor in
sorry.
Oblivion.
Yeah.
So this is where we're talking about the slippery slope because you're talking about like day one of the slippery slope.
No, they were gonna try to charge for mods in Skyrim.
They were in Skyrim, yeah.
People were like,
"What the fuck? Get out of my game!"
Yeah.
So what did they do? They made Fallout 4. And they attached their own store of people's mods that you can get.
They were all crap, though.
I'm sure they were.
Sucked.
Yeah.
Well, they had limits to work with, especially you played on a console, so I don't know how console mods operate, but PC mods you can go fucking nuts.
Yeah. It was always the private store, the personal.
What I'm pointing out is we're seeing this like kind of slope that they're taking and trying to get their way to, because Bethesda games. You buy it once and then you bought the game, right? There's no like remonetization. I know, but
their remonetization is releasing the game again and again and again on every platform that comes out.
But they want a
Macrotransactions.
reoccurring like revenue stream for a lot of these games.
Yeah.
And that's why like mods, like paid mods, was like going to be one of those. So I'm concerned for Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 in these regards.
I think it's a real concern. I think you should have it. Yeah.
Thank you. I feel validated.
Does it mean that I'm not going to buy them?
No, it definitely not.
Buy them.
But like I don't want the quality of the game to take a hit.
I don't either.
Because they just want to find ways to squeeze me.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does, honestly.
And that's my problem with like a lot. Like I know it's like my whole shtick here on the show, but like a lot of these games that I've played in the past few years have taken a quality hit when they feel like they need to cut things.
Did you guys think I was going to put up more of a fight? Like I was going to argue and defend.
Maybe. I don't know. I was worried.
The sinking Titanic.
I was ready to throw down this headset and just dive over there.
I'm not like. I'm just saying, if I could go back and play Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas or whatever, and get the experience that I'm getting in 76, I would do it. But the things that they did improve upon in 76 that do work will keep me playing 76 until. I don't know, fucking
Starfield.
Scrolls comes out or Starfield comes out and they're fucking better and they're doing the thing that I want.
That is interesting.
And like I said, I was hoping that the fucking Outer Worlds survival mode thing was gonna work for me, and it didn't. Mm-hmm. But I really do like immersion survival games. I really do. And most of them are over in your world. more motivation for me to build a new PC that'll run games. Because all those survival
If
games.
you want to play these new ones coming out in the future, that's definitely the
I'm
move.
not just talking about Bethesda. I mean,
Like Arma,
yeah,
DayZ.
not necessarily those. Not ones where you're interacting with other people, but like ones like a while ago, a friend of mine told me about a game where you just survive on a desert island for.
Rust.
It might be Rust, but he wasn't competing with other people. Rust has other people, right?
It does. It does. It can.
I mean, a non-troll environment survival game where you just play by yourself trying to survive.
I saw Ann Munition playing this game where she was on a raft,
Yeah.
and she had to keep like fixing the raft and then like gathering things like buckets of rainwater,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
like catching fish and stuff like that while going somewhere like on this raft. Like that was cool as shit. I forgot what that name is.
That's
game
what I'm
was called,
saying.
yeah.
Like those are the kinds of survival games but games where I'm not necessarily interacting with other people. The perk that I got from 76 was, oh wow, I could like play this with like 2 other buddies
yeah.
and be
It
cool.
sounds like it's called Raft.
Raft is it?
Probably
You're on a
was,
raft.
yeah. But like, I found out that the perk I got from playing 76 is I really enjoy resource gathering with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to do that in a world populated by an MMO level amount of people. I don't need to do it on a 64-person server or a 32-level server. I don't give a fuck about all those other people. What I do like is the ability to go in with my buddy Splorence, me and him in a private server or session or whatever you fucking want to call it, can play throughout the whole Fallout world and do it together and not be interrupted and just enjoy it together.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking cool.
I think just, I guess, me personally, I don't feel like private games are worthy of charging for, because that is a feature not just in the Fallout series, just any online game generally offers the ability to have private
Just
matches.
a video game feature, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Now, I'm not
to
disagreeing
me,
with you on the price. I mean,
as a person who, I guess, cares about this kind of thing, them charging for these things is honestly like if I was in your shoes as a player who since day one of the game supporting it and just sticking with the game, I would feel insulted by the developer releasing this kind of charged payment service.
but enough to like put down a game that you played religiously for a whole year and enjoy.
Or just not pay for it. I would just
or-
continue to not pay for it and just do it
Well, you heard my motivation for paying for it. I wanted to
test it so we could talk about it.
test it so we could talk about it and see if I think the perks are beneficial.
So apparently, this is a really funny thread
24
that,
hours
I, that
they
I
were.
saw in the Fallout 76 subreddit. Fallout First players are being targeted in public mode because you can you
God.
can get their
No,
emotes in the Ranger outfit. That's
What-
exclusive.
Is that exclusive to PC or is that happening?
Don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
But-
well, I will tell you that you know what that's based on?
What's that?
Probably the PlayStation and Xbox exploit that they still haven't figured out yet.
Right. You
Remember
can,
that I
you can,
talked about it?
If he's on your buddy list in a private world, you can just join that world.
Get this, Trip. If somebody is your friend on Xbox, it
They can
doesn't.
just- they can just
if
join
there-
your
There's
shit,
a
right?
block button in Fallout. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean tick when somebody just randomly joins on you through Xbox.
Oh god.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fallout people,
It's like they didn't
Bethesda
think about it.
developers
Yeah.
need to just talk to fucking Xbox and make this go away.
The best part about this thread was someone said, "Oh, great! Bethesda started a class war between the paid users and the non-paid users,"
Oh god.
which I thought was hilarious.
But I'm literally like, of course they're going to just join on me because they can through Xbox.
Sure.
They can, of course. So they 100% have to come out with a patch that blocks out the ability for people to come into your server. Fuck that. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Never happened to me though. In the 24 hours that I played.
Hey,
it.
well, at least now you can stream the game again and not worry about.
No, but it probably didn't happen because I'm offline right now and haven't been streaming. I was able to play it fine,
right
Because I wasn't
That's
public.
going to be your real test.
My
Play
real
a private
test.
world on stream
Yeah.
and see if your
Let's see if
your-
somebody just
your
fucking joins
stalkers
it.
come. You know?
Yeah.
Man,
I will tell you the one feature that I thought was really cool, which had to be added to Fallout 4 and Skyrim as a mod, dropping a camp.
Yeah.
I know you get like that camp kit to like build a camp and all that shit,
yeah.
but this is like a prefabbed tent that you drop that has your scrap kit, your scrap box, and then an actual stash box. That was huge. Like in the 24 hours I played, I would drop that right outside of a town, clean the town out, walk back, scrap it into the box. And it made the gameplay so much more efficient. God. I understand it should
it, like,
be
ruins a lot of the way I like. It ruins a lot of like what those games are.
No, but it ruins. It cuts down on the amount of time you got to fucking go back to some place. I mean,
right? Sure. I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like you're always like looking around. Is there a bench where I can scrap? Is there a bench where I can scrap? You know, like I didn't have to look for a bench because I can use the scrap box to get the scrap.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was great for me. I know I shouldn't be paying for it, but I did. I took one for the team.
There's a post about a little below middle of the page that you have up right there, Neil. I think this actually, there's a lot of things that I think are important about how people are feeling, a lot of that we touched on tonight. But this one really kind of hits
this
it.
One right here?
And it goes, no one is envious of those who will follow it first. It's a dirt cheap subscription. Rather, everyone is mad and afraid that your purchasing of the subscription will be enough to make it profitable and thus push the goalposts of what's acceptable in gaming further.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the thing that I'm always worried about too. When I talk about how much I hate microtransactions on the show.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't disagree with the idea of being able to purchase little odds and ends for the game that you enjoy and you want to support the creators. That's like, hell yeah, man, power to you.
Yeah.
We have people in our Discord who are like Andy. He's like, he loves Bungie, and he gets the silver, man. Like
sure.
That's totally cool. My problem with it is it's giving the companies this idea that of what's okay and what they can try next.
And it's scary in a game like this because the things that you're paywalling are like very useful basic game functions, like
storage,
the ability to play privately, storage. It's like things that are kind of inherent to how people enjoy online games. Like you definitely want to be able to play with your friends, but like, dude, even something like Destiny, I like jamming by myself. I like doing things solo.
I would love for us to try private PvP matches.
Yeah.
That's something I've never used in Destiny, but the ability to do it is there.
They haven't offered that yet?
Oh, they have.
Oh,
yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
we
been there.
go in there to like test shit out.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And it became
wow.
the minute
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
And
you
your
go in there with
point-
a friend, you test your range, your fall off, your damage, your
Your
stuff
point
like that.
is
Yeah.
the minute that came out, it was just offered free.
But and for
Pick your matches,
for
your
20 years, these are all very common things. Like in Counter-Strike, you can make private games, and any of these things. But if let's say Counter-Strike or Battlefield 3, for example, you could pay extra to run your own private servers, 24/7. You sign off for the night, it's still running because you're paying for the option to run that for your friends.
See, that's great because that's like
else.
for a tournament or something you would do that, obviously.
Right.
You know, but that's got a very specific use case
Exactly.
that's arguably healthy for the game and helping the overall experience.
DayZ is actually another good example, a survival game, Felix. When you buy a server for that is a 24/7 operating persistent world that you have moderation controls of. You reset the world state at your own leisure. You can change things around. You can
Like
tweak
the weather.
the day-night cycle. You can edit all these things as the moderator of that server. So them charging you for these like private play sessions that are essentially just the world, but no one else publicly can join.
The only thing, well, I'll tell you what would make it better for me. And I've already said it, but I'll say it again. I don't need that. I don't need to be able to control their world and like change the weather and do anything like that.
But wouldn't it be nice?
No, it would be nice and everything, but then it wouldn't be like an online game. I would feel like I'm cheating,
Sure.
right?
But aren't you kind of already?
No,
other
I'm
players don't have the unlimited scrap ability or
No,
the
no.
10,
Yeah.
and they don't have the ability to run away in a private server, right?
I see what you're saying there.
Like it's kind of like a weird.
I do wish that
thing.
if I returned to it, that it was in the state that it was in. I do wish that. That would have been fucking cool if that was a real thing and that would work. But alas, that's not true. Yeah, but
Alas.
it would have been cool, like if I returned and all the workshops were there and they were going, and I was still what I had built was still there.
Yeah, because then like, oh, now it's my region. I now can run all these workshops and like the power plant one and stuff.
And I was,
yeah.
I was imagining for the stream it would be like, this is my server. People can't get into it. You want to come in? You could create a business model around it, for the stream.
Sure.
Where if you one day, if I had subscription, if you subscribe to me, you can come in and play in my Fallout 76 private server.
People do that with Minecraft.
You know what I mean?
All the
Like-
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great use case.
Yeah, and
But that's not what this is.
not right now. No.
man, does it bother me.
Is
that
it
it's
okay
not,
that I make the statement?
Honestly,
not right now.
if
I mean,
What if they patch it and all these
Here's the
features?
thing.
it's a lot. It's a lot to trust they're going to change what they're asking you to give them money for. Because once you put that label on it,
I already gave them money. The
yeah, I
money's
know,
there,
but
they already win,
they won.
they won.
I know, but like, imagine they make it different, and you've already given them that money.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Changes the terms, doesn't it?
it does.
Yeah.
That's another feels bad on top of all the other things that feel bad.
Honestly, Felix, though, if they did release the service, like a $10 a month service where I could control the Fallout world as I knew it with my friends, that to me is a more appealing prospect.
That's worth it. I would agree.
Because then we can play it on our terms. But now we're playing it on their terms right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, hell, man, Channing and I could hop back in that world and give it a go
You're
again.
giving them money to play with more favorable
The
terms.
question I asked is if in fucking 6 months when they come out with the Wastelanders or whatever,
which got delayed, by the way.
right?
And this got
I'm
released
not mad
instead.
about that.
I mean, I'd be.
It's all
not.
it's all perception.
No, that goes
man.
exactly back to what we were talking about earlier.
Sure.
With Last of Us 2.
Delaying and make
wait
it good.
for it to make it.
They
Right,
already
but-
lost that war when they released
yeah.
in the state they released in, honestly.
Yeah.
They should have released in early access. I mean, that's like another conversation, but they should have released this in early access for sure.
This is just this is the most recent in a long line of conversations where we're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
with
And this
this
isn't,
game?
and we're not even bringing up the canvas, like just the game, not the canvas bag, the rum, and all the other bullshit that they.
The what?
Oh, you didn't know about this?
What's the rum?
I don't want to jump into it, but they essentially advertise this like premium rum, Fallout 76 like labeled rum.
I don't even know about this.
You don't know about it? Oh,
Dude.
dude. Oh, seriously?
It was-
I'll,
yeah.
I'll send you guys links later. But they essentially they had this rum.
I didn't get my memo on the rum.
Yeah, I missed the rum.
Everyone in the office got rum.
Why is the rum gone?
Why is the
It's
rum always
this
gone?
Nuka dark rum.
What the
and
shit,
They
dude?
advertised this like premium rum.
I would drink this honestly.
Yeah.
Apparently, the bottle was garbage, and just the production quality was garbage, and they overcharged for it. Just the name, just for the name.
How much did it cost?
Oh god, it's
$80.
$80.
$80 for a bottle of rum?
And they're
Yeah.
plastic bottles.
In a plastic bottle.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Dude,
So and like I'm
nothing
not
I
even-
buy in the liquor store, regardless of price, is a
It's
plastic
gonna be
bottle.
that.
Actually, that's a lie. But like, you have to buy like Vladimir to,
Come on,
to
dude.
not get a plastic.
Jenkins, bro.
Bankers
yeah, right.
Club.
Yeah.
Jenkins,
Bankers.
bro.
Things of that tier
Lived on
are
a
plastic.
fucking half-gallon Jenkins, man.
Yeah.
If anything. We could get Jenkins gin, rum.
But if you're paying $80 for liquor, you should not be getting a plastic bottle. That's
You should
offensive.
watch Internet Historian's video on 76. It's really entertaining. It's
Yikes.
a real entertaining video. But anyway,
Hey, even we learned something new tonight.
just talking
at
about
that.
the
Didn't
game.
even know.
No idea.
Just I mean, I've been keeping tabs, so
Yeah.
it's very.
Neo's got the inside scoop. He knows about the rum.
I know about the rum, dude. I mean, everyone. Yang Ye knows about. Like, yeah, Yang Ye made a video on it. He's a common YouTuber who talks about this bullshit. But all that other marketing stuff aside, the game itself has just been a constant train wreck. Just in my opinion, watching it and playing it from those first months. I don't know where I was going with this. I got sidetracked with the rum, and I lost my.
Is he still trying to convince me?
I'm not
It's-
trying to convince you.
You know what is funny that I do see from a lot of people on the outside. People love trying to convince people that like Fallout 76 that they should not be having fun playing Fallout 76.
And I'm not trying to make you not have fun. I'm just mad that the experience isn't the experience that I would have wanted to get out of it.
Yeah. It clearly is not. And I hope it is one day.
But after a year of it, because it's almost been a year since it came out, I don't think they even care to make that experience.
I don't fucking know, man.
Like,
We'll find out.
I guess we will.
That's honestly the best way to approach the whole thing. You're having a great time.
Dude, my
It looks like shit
expectations-
over here.
Yo, my
We'll
expectations.
see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Dude, I was so pissed when I left Fallout 4. I can't go any lower. My expectations are fucking bottom barrel with this company, dude. Like the mod problem on fucking the Xbox with both Skyrim and fucking Fallout. I was burned up. I dropped those fucking games for like at least 6 months to a
Oh
year.
man,
Dude,
I remember those podcasts. I remember.
Remember,
those.
it was like every week I talked about it and how
It was
amazing
like,
it was.
It was like a
Da-da-da-da-da.
whole year of you just like talking about Fallout.
And
It's
then
like
I-
it's like an internal meme in our community.
Oh my god.
And then I had all
Felix
this
talking about Fallout 4 again.
Yeah.
mod. What's the mod of the week?
And then it,
Yeah.
and then it just dried up and stopped because I got pissed on a bunch of live streams I did where my Fallout 4 file just trashed. So
I know.
I had low expectations going into 76. I didn't think it was
life,
going to
baby.
be as good as it was, and that's the problem here. My expectations were so low. I went in and played this game. I bought it because it's a Fallout game, and then they improved upon all these features from 4, and I basically was just like, oh, wow, you got me. You know, like,
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be as good as it is, and I'm actually shocked because everyone around me is saying it's the worst thing ever, and I'm still not.
To be fair, modding is a different world on PC.
Oh yeah, I know that.
These consoles aren't built to give up the
No, I know.
resources that they're
That's
supposed to give up.
No,
That's all.
We already talked about that.
Yeah.
I know the reason.
That doesn't make me want to go back and play
Skyrim.
my special edition of Skyrim with all the
Right.
The mods.
textures and all the
Frostfall
mods I have on
fucking
there,
mod
man.
is so amazing, dude.
Dude.
Frostfall, where you like manage your eating and your drinking and your sleeping and the cold.
I was playing that.
God, it was so cool, and
Yeah.
then it just not work on that fucking guy down there.
I have all these like 4K texture packs on my
Right.
shit, dude. It looks crispy.
Shit's so cool. Anyway.
Anyway,
Let's wrap it up, guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
let's wrap
yeah,
it up.
yeah.
It's good talk.
Great talk. Hopefully, Elder Scrolls 6
Hopefully.
has none of these problems. That's the biggest hope.
Honestly,
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
honestly,
That's naming a show. That's what it would be called.
it comes down to whatever engine or APIs they use. Like straight up, like if they're gonna stick with this ancient system,
They literally can't. They can't squeeze another game out of this.
I don't think so. I think it's we've seen the limits.
Yeah.
We've seen the limits of modern technology with this thing.
Well, we saw
of its technology.
we saw with Outer Worlds what a newer game engine can create
I believe
from
that
their
was,
assets.
I believe that was just the Epic,
because
what's
they're using a different game
Unreal.
engine.
Unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah.
They're using a different game engine with a baseline of clearly the Fallout New Vegas assets, because the characters look very similar to the assets from New Vegas.
No, that was Creation Engine. This is definitely Unreal Engine,
No, I know it's a different engine,
but just with the way the
it
characters
seems
look.
like they're using assets. They can transfer assets, can't they, between engines? Is that not possible?
Depends. I don't know. We're not technical, but
you could import your character model because that's just your
That's what I
3D
meant.
animation model. But
Or is it like the same artist that came from New Vegas? Because when I look at the characters,
such a rabbit hole. But
yeah,
I feel
Yeah, I know.
I feel like they would own the models. Not they. I feel like Bethesda would own the rights to the Fallout New Vegas models, and they wouldn't be able to use them. But they could probably tweak them.
tweak them or make them like
they're
look
not like,
slightly
but they're
different.
not cut and paste though. They're. I mean, I know what you're talking
But you
about.
know what I'm talking
There's
about?
definitely a
How much
similar.
it feels like it.
When you're standing there in conversation with them and you're
Mm-hmm.
looking them dead on and like that, and they're talking, like you can see the similarities between
Yeah.
New Vegas and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's definitely newer and looks better.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's great.